5 days ago, my hometown, Birmingham, UK, declared bankruptcy. As someone who knows quite a lot about what's been going on in this city, today I'm going to give you guys a foolproof guide on how you can bankrupt your very own city. The main concept you're going to want to incorporate is called burning money, okay? This is actually Birmingham City Council's preferred method of using their citizens' hard-earned cash. For example, spending £189 million building the largest library in the world. It's also not the largest library in the world. It also costs so much they couldn't afford any books to put in the library. It also is only open on very limited hours because they can't afford to keep it open. It also looks like if R2-D2 and C-3PO had a child that was sustained only on Chernobyl power plant waste. It is pretty cool to stand on the top though. Another example of a money bonfire is the Commonwealth Games. See how the room went silent then? It's because no one's ever heard of that shit. It's like a really version of the Olympics that only exists to enforce this fantasy that the British Empire is still important. The Queen is dead, man. Get over it. Literally, name me one of these countries that's absolutely flourishing and doing amazingly right now. None of them. The idea that the UK is in some cool kids club with these guys just because we exploited them 300 years ago is complete fiction. Anyway, can you guess where the mighty Commonwealth Games was hosted in 2022? That's right, the beautiful, developed, modernistic city of Birmingham. And this information was plastered everywhere. They talked to us about it in school, it was all over bus stops. They even covered up rotting, abandoned apartments with flashy Commonwealth posters. And this is kind of a good explanation for the infrastructure built around the games. It was just covering up the shitness for everyone that visited. Some of the infrastructure projects that were meant to be done a year ago for the games still aren't complete. For example, the entirety of Digbeth High Street, one of the most important and largest roads heading out of the city centre, has just been a massive construction site for an eternity. Just because, I don't know, the pavement didn't look nice enough. They wanted to incorporate that yellow and grey colour scheme that has already made all of East Side look tacky. Who knows? Another funny thing about the Commonwealth Games is that this year in Birmingham City Centre, they were selling last year's Commonwealth Games merch at like reduced price, so I guess they didn't meet the quota with like the t-shirts they were meant to sell or something. A couple more really useful things that the council did with their money includes creating a clean air zone where cars are tolled for driving in areas like Ladywood, Hockley, Highgate, which aren't the highest income parts of Birmingham, to say the least. These areas also have terrible public transport, so there's no alternative to driving really. So no one paid. There are actually 50,000 fines that haven't been paid. And when the council realised they couldn't put the population of a small country in prison, they gave up on enforcing this. Money well spent. Another road-themed policy these guys put into action, which I find incredibly worthwhile and beneficial, is when they changed a bunch of road names to like inspirational quotes. We had Destiny Road, Inspire Avenue, Humanity Close, Respect Way. Like, come on, bruh. You're not even pretending to spend money well. So yeah, for all of you guys out there watching this tutorial on how to bankrupt a city, all you need to do is join your local council and push for absolute money bonfires like these. And then when people suggest beneficial things like train stations on existing rail networks, or more frequent buses, or anything that sounds like a good idea, you should counter that by building a gigantic steampunk mechanical bull that completely blocks the departure board at the main train station. That being said, guys, if anyone wants a guided tour in Birmingham, I'm charging the small price of 200 quid per hour. You're in store to see some beautiful locations like Lifford Recycling Centre, all of the unfinished train stations that now I guess will never be finished, and best of all, a scenic bus ride through the centre.